That was a great movie. Warren Beatty is such a great actor. Hey, how about if we go to Kaylee's for a bite to eat?
I don't know.
Oh, you sound down. What's wrong?
I've been thinking about us.
Thinking?
Yeah, I'm looking for a serious relationship.
What we have isn't serious? I mean, we've been seeing each other for 6 months. We had lots of laughs, done a lot of stuff together. What's wrong?
Yeah, you're right. It's been fun, but you're like too immature.
I'm immature? What are you talking about?
You don't seem to take things seriously.
Where is this coming from?
Everything is a joke to you. I should have known from the first time that we met in the single stands. In fact, my girlfriend, they warned me about you.
She did, huh? You never told me that before. What was so terrible?
Oh, so terrible. How you came on to me, how crude you were, how you were groping me, telling me all kinds of dirty things, trying to get me drunk.
Yeah, that's right. I told you exactly what I wanted to do. Take you to a penthouse suite, buy you the most expensive drinks, lavish you with the finest food, and then do it. And we did it and you loved it.
Yeah, I was drunk.
Look, that made me even better. I mean, we drank, we sang, we ate, we had a lot of fun. What more could you possibly want?
Yeah, it was fun, but since then you never stopped treating our relationship like a joke.
That's not true. I take our relationship very seriously.
I'm not so sure about that.
Okay, at this very moment, do I sound like I'm joking around?
No, not at this moment.
That's right, sweetheart, and that's because you're wrong about me. It's obvious that you really don't know me.
I do know you, and what I'm looking for in a man, you don't have.
Oh, well, thanks for stringing me along. Who put you up to this? Your girlfriend? You know what? Fuck off. Go find yourself some other sucker to boss around. We're through.
End of scene 9. Scene 9A. The stage again is bare. Rob is on stage. Then the imaginary woman enters.
So much I want to say, so much I want to do, so much to think about, so here's what I will do. I'll say out loud a B, then afterwards an L, and follow it with A, and end up right away with a letter called an H, which altogether spells the finest word since pay, which is saying more than hey, because you know right away what is it I want to say. Blah, 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 blah. The finest of all words. It says it short and sweet, how things are in the street, the place where people laugh and walk with dogs real neat, as they saunter in the heat and say the magic word, blah, blah, to all the world.
This is the second time you busted into my mind. The first time I didn't say anything because I didn't want to make trouble. But this is now ridiculous.
Blah, 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 blah.
And blah, 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 blah to you.
Congratulations! Now you're finally making some sense.
Listen, bitch, get lost.
You know, Ralphie, that's no way to talk to yourself.
End of scene 9A. Scene 10, time 3 p.m. Place, Herald Square. The place is teeming with people. Rob is observing the crowd. An elderly woman named Cynthia enters. She's 71-year-old and is pushing a shopping cart containing food. She notices Rob.
Was that you, Ralph?
Cynthia Vincetti, how are you?
I'm okay. It's been how many years?
At least 20.
I barely recognize you. You have gotten a lot grayer.
We're all getting older, that's for sure.
Well, I've been thinking about you and wondering what became of you.
Well, you know, I was just taking it, day by day in the rotten city.
Still complaining about New York.
That's right, you remember.
Yes, I do remember that, and the way you complained about everything else.
Well, there's a lot to complain about.
Including me.
Well, you deserved it.
No, I didn't. You had no right to humiliate me the way you did.
Yes, I did when I caught you with Stanley.
At a coffee shop. All Stanley and I were doing was having cake and coffee and talking, but you wouldn't listen to reason.
Oh, just having cake and coffee. You two were holding hands. I witnessed it. What was there to listen to? You were obviously cheating on me.
And this is still bothering you after all these years?
Look, it was nice knowing you. Goodbye.
Ralph turns to leave.
How pathetic you are. You know, I really cared about you and I thought we were going to get married.
I'm the pathetic one. You trashed our relationship, not me, so don't blame me.
That's right, blame me!
Oh,
Cynthia
right,
starts
now you're crying. Why me, Lord? Why does this have to happen to me?
Why are you so mean to me?
I don't need to hear this. You know, you were a bitch then and you're still a bitch now.
And you're still mean. That's why I dumped you.
I think you got that backwards, babe.
You know, I was having a good day until I met you. Now my day is ruined thanks to you.
I ruined your day. You got that backwards too.
You're such a rotten bastard!
Cynthia's crying becomes louder. A large burly police officer enters the scene.
Excuse me, miss. Is this man bothering you? Hey, Mac, what's the problem?
We're just talking.
It didn't look that way to me. So why don't you stop pestering the lady and move on now?
Ralph glares at the police officer, then waves his hand in a gesture of contempt. The stage goes dark. Then the stage lights go on. Time, 1986. Place, a diner. Cynthia is sitting at a table with a man named Stanley. They're sitting at the table across from each other, holding hands.
I haven't seen you in years. What have you been up to?
Working, going to school, the usual stuff.
Ralph enters. Cynthia is glad to see Ralph.
Ralph, come join us. I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. Stanley. Stanley, this is my boyfriend Ralph. Ralph and I are engaged to get married.
Well, congratulations to the both of you.
Stanley goes to shake hands with Ralph. Ralph does not reciprocate. Stanley withdraws his hand.
What are you doing with him?
He's a friend from school. Tell him, Stanley.
That's right. We just happened to run into each other on the street.
And I'm supposed to believe that. The two of you were holding hands.
Oh, pal.
Hey, I have nothing to say to you. And as for you, as of now, we're finished.
Ralph turns to leave.
Ralph, come back!
Stage goes dark. Then the stage lights go on. Time, the present. Present is Ralph and his alter ego.
To think that I was once in love with that old bag. It just shows how far loneliness and desperation can push a man.
And selfishness and horniness,
Just
too.
what you'd think, Katie, you know. She was atrocious looking then as she is now. I just didn't want to admit it.
What you really don't want to admit is that you may have cared about her.
She was fucking that other guy. Who knows? I mean, all I know is that she was a first-class nut job whose sole value to me was the fact that she put out.
She meant more to you than that, and you know it.
Whether she liked doing it with other guys concurrently or on a consecutive basis, I never found out.
You really have a filthy mind.
Maybe I should have asked her.
Stage goes dark. Then the stage lights go on. Time, 1981. Place, a bedroom. Ralph is in bed with Bettina, a 29-year-old woman.
Me and the kids will go with you to California after we get married.
Wait. Before we seriously talk about getting married, I need to know how much your ex-husband is contributing for child support.
Nothing. I don't want his money.
He's contributing nothing. Are you serious?
He's out of the picture. You're here. So what is the issue?
The issue is this. I don't want to be stuck having to support somebody else's children. Did you ever go to court for child support?
No. I wanted nothing to do with him. He's a bum, a drunk, and a fool.
And the father of your two children.
I want nothing to do with my ex-husband. If I take him to court, he may kill me.
And if you don't take him to court, then I'll be stuck holding the bill and be a laughingstock.
No, you won't. You'll be the man my ex-husband never was.
I'll be the man forking up money for some other guy's children.
You knew that I had two children when we started this living together.
But I presumed you were getting child support. Where I come from, men support their children.
Maybe that's how it is where you come from. Where I come from, none of my girlfriends get child support. Even if we took our exes to court, they still wouldn't pay. Half of them are in and out of prison, and the other half never work and can't even hold a job. My ex-husband is mooching off of his parents now. If it weren't for them, he'd be on the street, in jail, or he'd be dead. All he knows is how to drink. He is so limited that he thought being a father meant one thing, to get a woman pregnant. He even told me as much, but I didn't listen because I thought I could change him. I couldn't even believe that anyone could be so dense. I thought it was a put-on, but it wasn't. Even his parents warned me about him. But I wouldn't listen to them either. He was a good-looking guy, and we had a lot of fun together. The problem was that all he wanted to do was party, and that's because he couldn't do anything else.
No, that's because you were having fun too and didn't want the party to stop. You were no different than him, but then you got pregnant and blamed him for forcing you to grow up real fast.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about, and you know it.
No, you don't. He was a high school dropout and he had no skills.
He did have skills. He knew how to drink, how to party, and how to fuck.
You're right. You knew what to do. You know, you're right. He knew what to do with his mouth and his thing. In that respect, oh, he was brilliant. The same can be said for a dog. Meanwhile, he could barely read a newspaper. I mean, even the army wouldn't take him.
He tried to join the army? What was that about?
That was before we started going together.
See, you really don't know why the army rejected him.
So what's your point?
The point is this, he tried to better himself, for which he deserves credit, not scorn. And besides, you think it would have been easier to have been married to a soldier?
I don't know, and I don't care. The point is, he was a reject. And like a dummy, I married him and had 2 children with him. It was enough for me to take him to court to get a divorce. So you can forget about me suing my ex-husband for child support. There's nothing there to sue.
Look, I don't want to be put in the position of having to defend your ex-husband. But while he's still alive, he's more than just a nothing.
That's what he is to me. And if you care about me and the kids, you'll understand.
Thank you for your lecture. But if you think I'm going to pay for another man's kids without you at least making an attempt to obtain child support, you got another thing coming.
You haven't heard a word I said. You know, you're just like the rest of them.
Stage goes dark, then lights go on. Time, the present. Romance, already enters.
You know, I used to believe in that beautiful concept called romantic love.
You never believed in romantic love. In fact, you wouldn't recognize romantic love if it were sitting right on your
A
lap.
man and a woman meet, connect, fall in love, have a family, live happily ever after. I mean, I learned that from watching television and movies. Father Knows Best, Leave It to Beaver, Ozzie and Harriet, The Donald Reed Show. They showed me what family life was supposed to be about.
You knew those shows were phony.
After I broke up with Bettina, that fantasy was shattered forever. At that moment, I realized that I was the odd man out, the guy destined to clean up after somebody else's mess, slopping up the leftovers from failed relationships.
You bailed out because you didn't have the guts to be a father. That you weren't the biological father had nothing to do with it. You would have felt the same if the kids were yours.
Angry, desperate women looking to latch on to any guy receiving a steady paycheck and then become the bad guy when he complains like I did when all I wanted was to get laid, preferably without any conditions and with as few complications and distractions as possible. Yes, I was searching for the impossible.
Stop your lying. You thought you weren't good enough for a quality woman, so you went after the desperate ones who knew you were vulnerable.
I guess that's why I never got married.
Enters imaginary Bettina.
All you single mothers, I have some news for you about the men you married, the gents who made you blue. Once you really loved them, each one a shiny knight, handsome and courageous for you, they were just right. Then kiddies came aplenty and bills and things piled up. Life was soon oppressive, your men then sought the cup. It's not that they were bad or that they did not care or that they craved their beer or never combed their hair. They stepped up to the plate, believed that they had clout. They gave it all they had, but only to strike out. Now bankrupt and busted, they wallow in their shame. Yet they still do love you and hope you feel the same. Listen, do yourselves a favor. Leave us single guys alone. Stay with the lug you married, for better or for worse, like you vowed to do. Why bother with the likes of me?
Because I loved you, and I needed you. That's why.
I'm no better than that lug of yours. In fact, I'm worse.
But you were kind and gentle and sweet.
Ah, shut up!
Imaginary Bettina is silent. End of scene 10.
We will have a 10-minute intermission.